Hi guys, Mike here, and today we're going to have a quick look at these two tablets. This is the mainstream Asus Transformer Pad TF300, and next to it we have the latest Apple iPad. It's the Apple iPad 3. These two aren't really competitors because this is faster and more capable than the Transformer Pad. It's also more expensive. This one starts at $399, this one starts at $499. So there is a $100 gap between the two, at least a $100 gap between the two. But if some of you guys might consider choosing one over the other, this video comparison is going to tell you more details about the pros and the cons of each of these two devices. So see the next part of the clip for all these details. Okay, I'm not going to focus a lot on these two devices because, like I said, they're not really competitors. This is a Transformer TF300, it's a mainstream Android tablet built on the Tegra platform, and this is the latest generation Apple iPad 2. However, if you're considering one or the other, although this is cheaper than this iPad, here are the things you should know about them. Both are very good devices. They are pretty much the same in terms of width, and pretty much the same in terms of weight. 1.4 pounds for both these devices, and about 10 millimeters. Although this is slightly slimmer, it's 9 millimeters, while this one it's a 10 millimeter device. But you're not really going to notice all this. Of course, the back finishing is different on this too. You have aluminum, unibody aluminum on the iPad, and you have plastic on this one, but it's not really bad. It's very good plastic, it feels solid, and it's textured. Plus this one will be available in a bunch of different colors. You can buy it in red, you can buy it in white, I believe silver, and this bluish one. Well, this one is just the simple aluminum finish over here. However, there's one thing: you can buy it with black or a white bezel. I have the black bezel. I like it better than the white one, but you can buy the white bezel as well. Now, in terms of screen, 10-inch display on this one, 1280 by 800 pixels, and this one is the 9.7-inch Retina display, which is 2048 by 1536 or something resolution, and this is definitely a very cool thing, and you're going to notice the differences when actually trying to read text. If you're used to one of the screens and you're going to a screen like this one, you're not going to notice a very big difference. But if you're switching for a Retina display to a standard resolution display, you're going to notice huge difference. So iPhone, I really like the screen, and just for the screen alone, I would probably advise you to buy the Apple iPad 3. If you are going to use it a lot for reading books, for reading websites, for all this kind of stuff, it will be very good. Now, in terms of hardware, Tegra 3 quad-core processor, okay, for this one, and the dual-core Apple i5X on this one. In terms of graphics, they're pretty much on par. One thing though, on this one, the graphics are supposed to push a lot more pixels because of the higher resolution, while on this one, because of the lower resolution, the hardware is not really pushed that much. So overall, I would say in some of the very intense games, this is actually going to be a little bit better. Not a lot better, just a little bit better. Of course, you get more games and better applications for this one because it's an iOS device, while on Android we do know that there are still issues with applications meant for tablets, for the bigger screens. Still, on Tegra Zone, you're going to find quite very good games. For instance, I've tried Grand Theft Auto on both of them, and while the Grand Theft Auto for this one is not really optimized for Retina, I still think that this on the iPad 3 runs a bit sluggish sometimes. I didn't have those problems with the previous generation, the iPad 2. I really do have them now. So maybe for games, this could be the better pick. In terms of battery life, I would say once again the Asus wins. It's going to bring you about 8 hours of life on average. This one probably about the same. Still, for clips, This is going to push you to up to 10 or even more for 720p HD content, and this one it's only going to push up to 10, a little bit under 10 hours for the same kind of content. Plus 1080p MKVs are playable on this one, not really playable on the new iPad 3. So this one can actually play 1080p content, but not all kind of content, just some limited types of files that you will be able to buy from iTunes, while this one will handle more types of content. And of course you're not going to need iTunes to get that content on it. Besides those, pretty much similar to all the other iOS and Android tablets out there. Not going to get into more details. Google applications are better developed for Android tablets, while third-party applications are better and more available for the iOS. Should also tell you one more thing. This one does tend to get a bit hot. I mean, the back, it's definitely going to get hot when you're going to run some games, but I for one actually use it with a case, so I'm not really feeling this. I don't really have this problem because the leather case is actually helps me keep it protected, and it also prevents the heat from bothering me. But if you want to use it like this, you should know that this one hits a lot more than this one. In the end, one more thing, there are the prices. $499 for the 16GB version of the iPad 3, $399 for the 32GB Wi-Fi only version for this one. Both are available with 4G LTE, but this is actually cheaper. Once again, not really sure what you're going to pick. Probably the iPad 3 is not a competitor for this one because this one is cheaper. But if you want Android, you want the freedom, and you want a more versatile tablet with a lot of accessories, and of course with this, which is a docking station, you probably should go for this one, for the TF300. If you want the Retina display, and I really think you would, definitely I advise you at least check it out before saying you're not going to need the Retina display. This is the one you should get. Of course, later, probably in a couple of months, we're going to see the true Transformer competitor for the Apple iPad 3, and that's going to be the Transformer Infinity. And that one, it will bring the same build, just with a metallic casing, and it will bring a Tegra 3 faster processor and an HD display. So it will be a 1920 by 1080 or 1920 by 1200 pixels resolution, and that one will be able to match the iPad 3, probably for pretty much the same price tag. Okay, that's it for now. See the conclusion in the next part of the clip. Okay, so this pretty much concludes this short video comparison. Like I said, these aren't really competitors. This is more expensive than the Transformer, and it's of course better built. It's faster, it has this impressive screen, while this one has just a standard 10-inch display, 1280 by 800 pixel resolution. But the iPad is going to compete with the Transformer TF300 that will be available later this year. Till then, if you're looking for a top-notch tablet, probably the iPad is the better pick over the TF300, just because the TF300 is not the top of the line in its class. And it's also a lot cheaper. It's $399 for the 32GB version Wi-Fi only, while this one is $499 for the 16GB version, so it's a lot more expensive. So if you want a mainstream tablet and you're fine with Android and you want all the extra accessories like the docking station, the TF300 is going to be a good pick. If you want the top of the line Apple product, this is the iPad 3, and this is the one you should choose. But as a competition for this one, probably the Apple iPad 2 that's available right now also for $399 is the more worthy competitor. More details about that one in the comparison between this one and the Apple iPad 2. Okay, so that's it for now. Mike here with the Asus Transformer Pad TF300 and the latest generation Apple iPad 2. Don't forget, a thumbs up is gonna help us a lot, and please subscribe to our channel if you like our work.